If you can't stand Karens, go ahead and hit that subscribe, drop a like, and let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I want to see where all the Karen haters are hiding out coast to coast and around the world. All right, settle in because I got a story that'll make your jaw drop, make you laugh, and probably get you shaking your head so hard you'll need a neck brace. Let me tell you about the time a lady on a two-wheeled chariot of pure ignorance tried to rewrite the laws of commerce right in my own driveway. This woman, she tried to tell me a grown man who pays his taxes every year, usually with a frown, but sometimes a smile, that the groceries I'd just spent a small fortune on weren't mine. Why? You already know why. She took one look at my skin and decided my wallet must be empty and my morals must have caught a flight out of town. She tried to turn my perfect Saturday into a crime scene, my anniversary dinner into a police interrogation. But as my granddad used to say, if you stick around long enough, you'll see karma roll up in a brand new ride, honk the horn, and do donuts right in front of your house. This time, karma showed up on a Segway. Let me back up a sec. This all started on the best Saturday I'd had in ages. The kind of sky so blue it almost hurts your eyes, a hint of chill in the air, but the sun on your face just right. A day made for rolling the windows down and cranking up Stevie Wonder until the neighbors complain. It was my 15th wedding anniversary and I was on a mission. My wife, Aisha, she's the heart of my world. 15 years felt like 15 minutes and I wanted to make her something special. I'm a chef, not some celebrity TV guy, but I run a decent kitchen downtown. Cooking isn't just my job, it's how I show love. And for Aisha, I was going all out. So I'd just come back from this fancy grocery store on the other side of town, the kind of place where even the tomatoes have a college degree. My old pickup Betty was parked in the driveway tailgate down me. Unloading my treasures. 2 thick, dry-aged ribeyes. The butcher cut special, a bag of wild mushrooms, criminy shiitake oyster, a bundle of pencil-thin asparagus, a wedge of Gruyere for the potatoes au gratin herbs, so fresh the driveway smelled like an angel's backyard. Even splurged on one of those tiny bougie French desserts in a glass jar, and a bottle of sparkling apple cider Aisha doesn't drink, but she loves bubbles. There I was, lumberjack coat over a hoodie jeans, humming away, picturing the look on Aisha's face when she tasted that meal. My world was full of love, butter, and garlic. That's when I heard it, a faint whirring electric and wrong, cutting through the bird song and the distant buzz of someone's mower. Trouble was coming rolling up silent on battery-powered wheels. I looked up and saw her, a woman in her late 50s, perched on a Segway like a gladiator for the HOA games. Helmet the same blinding Pepto-Bismol pink as her pantsuit, blonde hair shellacked into place, shoulder pads big enough to start a corporate war. She stopped right at the end of my driveway, balanced, and just stared. Face scrunched up like she'd caught me burying evidence instead of groceries. Now, I'm a friendly guy, friendly neighborhood, so I gave her a nod, a smile. Afternoon, then turned back to my steaks. She wasn't there for pleasantries. "Excuse me?" she snapped, voice like broken glass. "Just what do you think you're doing?" I blinked, looked around, groceries, truck, house, yeah, all mine, all where they should be. Just unloading my groceries," I said, trying to keep it light. She peered into the bags, eyes scanning every label, every butcher's mark, lip curling like she'd sniffed something foul. "Those aren't your groceries," she said flat. Not a question, a decree like it came from on high. And you know what? I actually laughed. One of those nervous, "You can't be serious," chuckles. "I can show you the receipt if you want," I said, still polite, still calm. "They're definitely mine, Lee." I highly doubt that she barked, stepping closer, manicured finger aimed right at my heart. "People like you don't shop at the Gilded Truffle. I shop there. I know the clientele. You don't fit the profile." Just like that, my good mood started evaporating. People like me. I was a homeowner, taxpayer, husband, father, chef. What part of that didn't fit? But she wasn't talking about my job or credit. We both knew what she meant. She'd appointed herself the neighborhood grocery police, found me guilty by skin tone alone. "Ma'am?" I said, voice firm, smile gone. "You're on the edge of my property, accusing me of theft. I'd appreciate it if you'd move along." I turned my back, reached for the bag with the steaks. Big mistake. She shrieked, Segway surging forward, wheels crunching my grass. Oh, no, you don't. You probably snatched those right out of some poor old lady's cart. I've seen it on the news. All you people are the same. Thugs. Preying on the weak. That word thugs hung in the air, sharp and ugly. My blood went from simmer to rolling boil. I forced my hands to relax, wouldn't let her turn me into her stereotype. You need to leave, I said low and cold. But she was just getting started. And that's when my neighbor, Mrs. Petro, came out to water her petunias, a widow from Ukraine, heart of gold. Jamal. Everything all right? She called, voice worried. Before I could answer, Segway Sally swung around. No, everything is not all right, Maria. This man is a thief. Stolen groceries, trying to get away. Mrs. Petro looked from me to the groceries, then just smiled. Eleanor, you silly woman. This is Jamal. He's a chef. He cooks fancy food. He brought me soup when I was sick. But Eleanor just doubled down. You're too trusting, Maria. These people lull you into a false sense of security before they rob you blind. The more evidence against her, the deeper she dug. One last time, I tried reason. Ma'am, my name's Jamal Hayes. I live here. That's my truck. Those are my groceries bought for my wife's anniversary dinner. Please leave. Prove it, she hissed. Show me the receipt. Part of me wanted to shove the receipt in her face. The other part of me bristled. Why should I have to prove anything to this stranger? No, I said, calm but firm. You have no authority here. Her face lit up. See? He refuses. He's guilty. She fumbled for her phone. I'm calling the police. And just like that, my Saturday went from sitcom to survival drama. Every black man in America knows a call to the police over nothing can go sideways in the blink of an eye. While she gave her dramatic report, I pulled out my phone and recorded everything, her Segway, my truck, the house, my own narration for the record. Mrs. Petro called too, thank God for witnesses. The sirens came fast. 2 squad cars, 4 officers. Eleanor rolled up first, finger jabbing. That man's a thug, stole hundreds of dollars in groceries, probably armed. My heart thudded in my chest. I held my phone up. That's not true, officer. I've recorded the entire thing. The cop in charge. Russo listened, kept his face unreadable, told Eleanor to stand back, then turned to me. I told him everything. Mrs. Petro backed me up. Then came the moment Russo asked, would you be willing to show us the receipt? My pride screamed no. My survival instinct screamed louder. Of course, officer, I said, moving slow, narrating every action. No sudden moves. Wallet, receipt, credit card, driver's license, everything matched. Russo looked it over, looked at Eleanor and said, Ma'am, there's no crime here. This is a misunderstanding. Eleanor went from rage to pure meltdown. You can't just take his word for it. You're biased. She whipped out her phone and called the store on speaker. This is Eleanor Vance. I'm with the police. I need to know if a Jamal Hayes just bought a bunch of groceries. And from the speaker came Mark Sterling, the manager. Of course, I know Jamal Chef Hayes. I helped him pick out those steaks myself. He's one of our best customers. Is everything all right? That silence, you could have heard a gnat sneeze. Eleanor's face went from red to white. All the fight drained out. Russo finally had enough. He ticketed her for creating a public nuisance, told her she was a menace, and that if she wanted to contest it in court, we'd all be there, including the store manager. She wordlessly turned her Segway around, rolled off without looking back. The officers apologized. You handled yourself with more class than she deserved, Russo said. I just wanted to go inside. Mrs. Petro came over, squeezed my arm. Do not let that crazy woman ruin your special day. And she was right. I'd won. The truth had won. I took the groceries inside, wrapped Aisha in my arms, told her the story. That night, the ribeyes were perfect. The laughter was healing, and the only thing Eleanor Vance could touch was her own shame. But the universe wasn't done. A neighbor had filmed the last part, the store manager's speakerphone takedown. By morning, it was viral. Local Karen accuses chef of stealing his own anniversary dinner gets owned. The video blew up, people calling her Gourmet Karen Segway Sally. She put her house up for sale within a week. Her shame became neighborhood legend. Then 2 months later, I got a certified letter. Eleanor was suing me for defamation, invasion of privacy, emotional distress. $500,000. She wanted to punish me, drain me dry for her own humiliation. I was furious, but my wife reminded me, stand up, don't fold. My brother-in-law sent me to Arthur Finch, a brilliant semi-retired attorney. Arthur took one look at the case and smiled. This is a slap suit. Truth is the ultimate defense, and you didn't post the video. We're not settling. Then came the plot twist. Leo, the quiet 16-year-old neighbor, was the videographer. He had the whole interaction on video. Every word, every sneer. Not only that, he had footage of Eleanor harassing other neighbors, mailmen, delivery guys, a whole pattern of public menace. The depositions were wild. Leo stayed cool, calmly described everything under oath. Eleanor tried to play the victim but folded under Arthur's quiet questioning. Her lawyers realized too late they'd stepped on a rake. When the judge saw the evidence, she was disgusted. Ms. Vance, you weren't defamed. You were documented. This lawsuit is an abuse of the court. Case dismissed with prejudice. Eleanor was ordered to pay my legal fees. Her lawyers fined for filing a frivolous case. Walking out of court, Arthur clapped me on the back. Checkmate. Leo grinned. You're the hero. But honestly, the hero was a whole neighborhood. A wise lawyer, a brave kid, a kind neighbor, a store manager who stood up for the truth. So let me ask you, where do you stand when justice is on the line? Would you have stood up or looked the other way? Drop your thoughts below. What's your take on justice, community, and standing up to ignorance? And if you've ever had a run-in with a Karen, you know what to do. Hit like, subscribe, and share your story in the comments. Let's keep the conversation going.